What's up, geeks, and welcome to the channel. There is a dangerous misconception floating around in our industry right now. People seem to think that because AI has read every GitHub repository in existence, it automatically knows how to write good code. Let me tell you right now, it does not. AI is not a principal engineer. AI is the world's fastest, most eager junior developer. It wants to please you. If you ask for a function to process an order, it will give you just that. That method will compile, it will run, it will probably even pass a basic smoke test. But if you look under the hood, it might be tightly coupled, ignores design patterns, and treats solid principles like they are optional suggestions rather than laws of physics. If you are just typing, "Write me an order processing service" into ChatGPT, you are not speeding up development, you are generating technical debt. Today, we are going to fix that. We are going to stop letting AI dictate the quality of our code, and we are going to start forcing it to respect the architecture and principles we want. Let's look at a classic AI-generated crime scene. Imagine you ask the AI to create a class that handles e-commerce orders. What does it give you? It gives you the order service. Inside it, a single method called placeOrder. It validates the user input. Then it opens a database connection and saves the entity. Then, in the same method, it formats an HTML email receipt and sends it via SMTP. And finally, it makes an HTTP call to an inventory microservice to deduct stock. This violates the single responsibility and open-closed principles so hard it hurts. In this AI-generated mess, if the email provider changes, you have to modify the order service. If the inventory API changes, you have to modify the order service. If the database schema changes, you modify the order service. This is brittle. It is a nightmare to unit test because you have to mock out the entire universe just to test if the order total is calculated correctly. If I saw this code in a pull request from a human, I would reject it immediately. So why do we accept it from a bot? We need to stop asking for code and start asking for patterns. We are going to use our structural prompting framework to force the AI to refactor this mess into distributed, event-driven architecture. First, the role. We need to elevate the AI's status. You are a lead back-end architect. You strictly adhere to solid principles and clean architecture. We are setting the bar high. We are telling it that working code is not enough. We need scalable code. Second, the context. We have a monolithic order service that handles too many responsibilities: validation, persistence, notification, inventory. This violates the single responsibility principle. We are explicitly identifying the bad behavior. Third, the constraints. This is where we act as the senior engineer. We are going to forbid bad habits and enforce the patterns. Constraint number 1, refactor the order processing flow using the observer pattern or Spring events. We are telling the AI the order service should only care about saving the order. Everything else from emails, inventory to analytics should be a side effect triggered by an event. Constraint number 2, use the builder pattern for the order entity creation. AI loves to generate constructors with 15 arguments. You know the ones. That is unreadable garbage. We force the builder pattern to make object creation readable and immutable. Constraint number 3, strictly separate concerns. The service layer must return DTOs, not entities, no business logic in the controller. Now, let's see what happens when we run this new prompt. The difference is night and day. The new order service is boring, and in software engineering, boring is the highest compliment you can give. The placeOrder method does exactly two things. It builds the order using the builder pattern, saves it, and publishes an order-created event. That's it. It doesn't know about emails, it doesn't know about inventory. Then the AI generates separate event listeners. You have an email notification listener. You have an inventory update listener. Why is this better? Imagine your product manager saying, "Hey, we need to send a Slack notification to the sales team whenever a high-value order comes in." In the old code, you'd have to open the service, find the right line, paste in the Slack logic, and risk breaking the checkout flow. In this new code, you don't even touch the order service. You create a new file, the Slack notification listener, and listen to the event. That's it. You are done. You have extended the application without modifying the core logic. So, this is the key takeaway. AI is not bad. The code you get out of an LLM is a direct reflection of the constraints you put into it. If you give vague junior-level instructions like "make it work," you will get brittle junior-level code. But if you provide architectural guardrails, the AI becomes a force multiplier. It handles the boilerplate of setting up the listeners and the builders, leaving you to focus on the business logic. You have to treat the prompt box like a code review. If you wouldn't let a human merge it, don't let AI generate it. So, your homework for today: go find a class in your project that does too much, a class that handles logic that should be separated. Don't just ask ChatGPT to clean it up, force it to apply a pattern, force it to decouple the logic. Stop coding with Command V or Control V. Start coding with intent. And that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. If you learned something new today, hitting the like button and subscribing really helps the channel out. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.